Okay, so we're gonna see how this is.
Yum,
Wow.
yum, yum, yum.
Yeah, my daughter is on. She's on Roblox. What's the name of this game again?
Eat for noob.
Eat the noob, and there's a
Meow,
giant
meow, meow,
noob,
meow, meow.
and all the little
Noob.
players they jump in there and they have to burrow through the noob, and it's sort of like Minecraft.
Noob. Yum.
And we're together in our little bomb shelter, so we don't get hit by the radioactive fallout when the some Air Force guy at the United States nuclear deployment goes postal. We won't get hit by all the fallout. It's probably just gonna, that's the reason why I don't keep guns around because you always get shot. It's like if there's a gun, that's the first thing that you need for a gun to be there for you to get shot. We keep a lot of dogs, is what we have. So many dogs that would be like. Have you ever seen those Tarzan movies where the bad guys fall in the water and it's full of piranhas and they sink under and then the skeleton bones pops up? Yeah, that's what it would be like because we got so many dogs over here, but no guns.
I got so many dogs.
Yeah, we have a lot of dogs in the house, so we're safe. Yeah, they'll take care of us. And my daughter likes dogs. You like dogs, don't you? Like Daddy likes dogs. Like to pet them.
Yes, I grew up a big cat.
Yeah, yeah. I wanted to set up the camera. This
This is my
my.
home. This is my home.
She's built her little inside the giant noob. She's built a little secret hideout in there. She's turned into a big. She's expanding it.
This is my home.
Pretty cool. You need to make some corridors and rooms. Put a bathroom in there. Potty.
I
Mhm.
love my home.
uh,
No one eat it. No one eat my home.
burrow, 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 burrow through the noob. Yeah. So yeah, I had a pretty good round on Mech Arena this morning, but again I was late getting on, but I don't know. Maybe somebody will tell me in chat or at some point tell me what I'm doing wrong. I've never really seriously played games. Well, that's not true. I used to play Tekken whenever we went to see a movie. I would play Tekken on the arcade in the movie theater. I would play that. But this thing of I just yeah I worked on game development, but I felt guilty about spending time. I just saw it purely as recreation, but it's not. It's really kind of like work. You gotta work on it to get better. So in our little space
This is
here,
my
I have a
home.
this weaker computer, and I'm still learning about how to stream effectively and all the ins and outs of it and everything like that. So um, I'd like when my daughter gets on, I'd like for her to be able to stream, but she doesn't. You still get a little bit upset when people mess with you when you're playing, right? So you need to, because Daddy wants to teach you how to do things, dear. How to, like he was trying to teach you how to play tic tac toe, right? Once you really learn how to play tic tac toe, and whenever you make the first move, you're guaranteed to win. Guaranteed. No way to lose. But yeah, when you first start playing tic tac toe and you're little and stuff, you don't realize. Yeah, but she's learning. Yeah, and but naturally, I'd really like to have if she gets on. She's a really avid gamer. I'd like her to be streaming. Um, the whole time. It's like yeah, then it will always be in history. And also it's a way that we can have a record of what's going on online. And this is something that I think would be good for a lot of parents, to have is to have um, uh, have it go into a live stream or a record or something like that. So I've got a bunch of things to do on this computer, but things are going good. We're gonna be okay. Oh, check it out. Bzzz. Oh. Zzz. Yeah. 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 Oh, that's yuck. Don't eat that. That's yuck. Oh,
I want to eat the bug.
eat the bug. Daddy ate bugs. Did you know that? What? Oh, you got a surprise for me. What? No? What? Maybe it's in that hand. Try that hand. Oh, I finally guessed the right hand. How did I do that? It's usually.
That is your turn.
Okay, hold on. All right. Guess which hand? No peeking. Guess which hands it's in? It must be in that. Oh.
Listen again. Listen.
Zzz, you got it. You got it. That's right. You look cool in that in Daddy's yarmulke. Sure do. Oops. Wait a minute. Where is Daddy's yarmulke? There it is. I would like to wear it, but she probably won't let me. Hold on. Shit, so. Zzz. Oh, my goodness. Is that in that hand? That hand? That hand? That? Uh, 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 uh.
No more bacon. No bacon. No bacon.
No peeking. Is it? Oh, dang. Is it that hand? No. Must be that hand. No. Is it that hand? No. How many hands have you got?
100.
100 hands? That's huh? 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 Which hand is it in? Come on. Oh, come on. 70 11, 70 12, 70 13, 70 14, 70 15, 70 16, 70 17, 70 18, 70 19, 70 20, 70 21, 70 22, 70 23, 70 24, 70 25. Which hand is it in? 70 26, 70 27, 70 28, 70 29, 70 29, 100. It's got to be in the 100th hand. Wait. Oh, yes, little snick. Yeah, snicker, snicker, snicker.
It's gone.
Man, the noob is really dwindling, isn't it? Yeah. Pretty soon it's going to be completely eaten up. They're eating the noob. Got multiple players playing the Roblox game of Eat the Noob, whatever that is.
It just fell.
Yeah, so I've gotten a lot of stuff onto this machine. I just got a virtual machine running on it, running XP, and I want to delve into all the ancient Poser 4 things. So yeah, one thing I was thinking of trying is like Well, let's see. I'm going to take a glance at the virtual machine and see how it's doing. Oh, the screensaver is on. Okay, there's my Poser 4 PWA. I don't have my original Poser 4 discs, but so yeah, it's weird. It's kind of like wow, we used to do a lot of Flash. We did a lot of it. Uh, it was a big thing. I never imagined the day would come when it would be like, well, Flash stinks, and nobody's gonna support it anymore. Uh, uh, so I'm going into the virtual machine now, getting ready to load up my ancient copy of Poser. Let's see, edit, copy. All
Look, Dad.
right. They ate the noob's face. Wow, the poor noob. Ate the noob's face. So yeah, wow, I got my XP virtual machine running, and it looks like I got Poser 4. What year was that? I want to look on the Wikipedia page and see if I can see.
I ate his face and I made a hole. I ate his face and I made a hole.
Wow. Poser originally came out in 1995. Out. Bing, ding, 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 ding. Poser is available in multiple languages: English, Japanese, German, and French.
I love you, Dad.
I love you too, even if my head is cold. Okay, yeah, put it back on. Yeah, that works. Come on, come on. I'll help you.
Okay. Okay.
Help. Oh my goodness, help. This is live and live television here. All right. Let's see. You've had your coffee ration for the week, Robespierre. Does anybody know who Robespierre was? I don't think so. What? Um,
He found oh my head.
This is really interesting. Um, Poser contains many animation capabilities and is regularly employed by broadcast professionals, including animation staff at Fox Bones, Colbert Report, and Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Big
Wow.
bad one.
As well as in industry applications, such as the animated instructions for automated checkout machines at Albertsons Save On stores and Walmart, and at least a full length films, including Star Trek film Star Trek Aurora, The Misty Green Sky, and The Exigency. Poser characters and animations were used for early computer games from Buddy's Game Creators Desert Rifle Games and Cake Shop from QI and Elefun game developers. All right. So, yeah, the interesting thing here, I have to believe this for it to be true, but yeah, I was the guy that made the animation instructions, and it's not really Poser, it was just Poser models actually. The only reason they got Poser was because it was the cheapest way to get human characters at the time. So the automated checkout machines where you see a Poser character and animated instructions or whatever, I made those animations, and surprised that they're still in use. Uh, they were they were wherever those, like for example, the last time I saw them was at a Lowe's. A Lowe's had NCR automated checkout with my animation. So I was like, wow, I should come by with my smartphone and make a video of this worldwide. I wonder if our yeah. Well, I worked in animation production for about 5 years at Sichuan Fine Arts Institute, and the shows were sold in Vietnam for broadcast in Vietnam. So I never saw them come on to TV. Um, Particularly not the ones I work with. I have some on my on my website. I did music for them, um, and I chose public domain Xavier Cugat, and then somebody said, "Well, it's not public domain," and I got my sound deleted. But that's one of the things. Like, do you really need to put your stuff on YouTube? Ask yourself that, because if they're messing with you like that, you can go ahead and just put it on your website if it's an MP4. People can just download it from your website. Um, but yeah, the automated checkout machines animations, I made those. I did. That was me setting up software on the virtual machine. Now I'm going to run the updater. It's actually starting to get warm in here. I knew it would. Wow. Working perfectly. Yeah. Got Poser. Poser 4, for goodness sake. In fact, this might be a good time to. Um,
Warm it up. Warm.
Okay. Well, you're gonna have to get out, get off of me, so I can get out of here. All right. So let's see. Uh, Wait a minute. It's not ready. I just gotta get up. Ow. Ooh, ow.
Can I make myself? Can I make myself?
Make what yourself?
Uncle, can I make myself?
Yeah. Just try it. That changes the camera. Yeah. That's one of the reasons I wanted to. Warming up that chocolate milk. Yes, sir. I'll be back in a minute. Okay. Here's your chocolate milk. Warm up your sandwiches. Their sandwiches are warm. Yummy, yummy. All right, let's go back to live scene. And I'm going to go to this window capture and see if I can get my virtual machine. That's not it. There we go. Now this should be an interesting adventure. I'm gonna um, change this to full screen so that it does. No, that's not what I want. There we go. Phew, it's a lot more screen real estate than it can really handle. Let's see. So this is what happens to what is it, Windows XP on a virtual machine. This XP installation is on VMware. Now, if I remember correctly, yeah. So let's do this layout stuff. Yeah. Okay. There's my figures and stuff. All right. Oops. Okay, so it only lets you get your image to be a certain size. Um, let's see what we got here by default. He's completely naked. I want that. Prefer to have a woman if that's going to be the case. That's not. See, I've completely forgotten how to use it. Haven't used it in a long time. Gave up on it because it was not working with. Yeah, I got some robots in here. Used to have fun with Poser, and then they ruined it. It's like looking for missing files. Okay. This is camera mode. Let's see. Front, top. That's what I'm looking for. Now if I, yeah, can pose it around and stuff. Render my comic book frame or whatever. Now, I can't remember how to render with this thing. Render. Okay, render. See what's going to happen. See if it works. Yeah. There you go. Pretty fast. All right, let's see what happens if I minimize the poser window or whatever. Yeah, okay, so I have my there is my XP desktop. All right. Success. Poser 4 is installed. Now the question is, can we really find all the old the old DAS stuff? See what happens with this. Yeah, that's what I'm curious about.
Don't leave.
I'm not gonna leave. I'm right here.
Mm.
Yeah, she that poser's casting her eye, and I think that I'm gonna try to meow meow. I'm gonna try to get all the old poser stuff working, and that'll be my way of gradually meow 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 kitty 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 meow 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 meow. Wow, you're looking all gussied up there. Yeah, pretty. So, yeah, I really don't know. I think, I may have, like, I used to have a lot of that poser stuff. And, it may be around somewhere on these, I've got a bunch of Pentium dual cores. When I came back, it's like I had been running some animation studios in China. And I know how to make those old machines run. So it's very possible that on some of the hard drives of the old Pentium dual core machines that I got after I got back from China, people were just piling those things up, because you just flat couldn't use them anymore. Your brain is no longer solder supported, right? So you can get, at one point, and I mentioned this before, I saw on Craigslist, thing, something like 24 computers, free, must take all. And there's this picture of this big closet, there's piles of huge. It was like 20-inch cathode ray tube monitors. And what what it was? It was a print shop. Their print shop, and so they had these machines were. Back you could get a tricked out machine with a Matrox card and all this stuff like that. Some of them have Matrox dual head cards, right? That when they were bought, they were the top of the line. They're very expensive. And for that very reason, they were like, well, we're not going to throw this thing away. But after years of having to upgrade, they ended up with this closet with about 24 Pentium dual core with all this RAM. They can't use anything on it. They can't use any of the hard drives, or everything's been made completely obsolete, right? And the monitors, you would not believe. Each monitor was 50 pounds. Yeah, and they were all good. Yeah, so I set up. Like I'd been doing in China, I set up an animation studio with just a bunch of free computers, right? And I was like, I want to. Well, what I wanted to do, the plan was, is like my mom had started a Montessori school, and I wanted to start a school too. So because I was going to have a daughter, or I was going to have a child, right? And I don't want to, put my, for various reasons, I don't want to put my kid under the care of any other people. I want to look after her myself, right? Um, but yeah, after we got married, mom revealed that she was not much into. She'd like somebody else to look after. That's why I'm here. Yeah, and that's normal. For some people, they're like they don't want to admit it, but they want to break. And that's fine. I understand that, but and I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but like for example, I've got there was a lot of molestation and in fact rape in my family. I have six brothers and sisters. I have two brothers and three sisters, and I've got nephews and nieces, and a lot of very sad stories about what was done to them. And I was molested too by women. Isn't that interesting? Yeah. And the worst time that it happened to me, um, I literally went to Grady Hospital. So I'm gonna kill myself. I can't get rid of this person. They've latched onto me, and I don't want to be in this, and but I can't get rid of them, and I want to die. And a wonderful psychotherapist had a bunch of sessions with me, and he got me back on my feet, helped me get back together. Bert Bauer was his name. Uh, wow, yeah, very cool, very very cool. She's looking at the aquarium. We got a yellow submarine. I wish that camera was like a free camera so I could turn around and let you. Yeah, but we got a yellow submarine aerator. So the last time I had a little bit of change, I went to Walmart and I got more aerators, and I'm putting basil clippings into the fish tanks and seeing if I can aerate the fish tanks enough so the basil will just live in the tank, right? Should yeah. Um, uh, that's kind of what I have not been able to get basil to grow in a pot. Genovese basil. Maybe this summer I'll be able to do it or something. I need maybe one of those sun booth things. The magic of it is just not enough. These LEDs are just not. The plants don't get that trigger, of this bright sunlight or something like that. But, uh, yeah. So my idea was, hey, would you like a warm bite of warm sandwich? Try it. It's yummy. Isn't it good? Yeah. Um, yeah, I wanted to start either a training center for game development or a Montessori school or something like that. But then after I got married, my wife was like, "Well, I'm introverted. I don't want people to come to my house. What am I gonna do?" Yeah. So and she has health problems, and I'm concerned if she might not be with us, because of her poor diet and her chronic problems. She, like I had heart trouble, blood pressure trouble, and cancer, skin cancer in particular, in my family, right? And so the doctor says, well, you need to not eat fried chicken and food cooked at high temperatures. And at one point, I was like, how can I live without fried stuff? But I gave it some thought, and blood pressure. You see your blood pressure going up, and you're thinking about stuff, and I really decided, well, I need to, uh, um, change my diet to get my blood pressure and my, you know, um, increase my chances of not getting skin cancer or something, like that, or cancer by changing my diet, and so I did all those things, and I haven't got high blood pressure, and the doctor says my blood work is great. I'm not getting enough exercise. I need more exercise, but my wife does not. And she's very exhausted. Um, just exhausted. Just a couple of times up and down the steps, and she just doesn't have much left. She's laying on the bed. And I'm trying to tell her, I'm like, that Sprite, it's not recommended that you drink the sugar drinks, just because all her teeth fell out. And uh, well, I don't drink it all the time. Well, the next day she's eating spam. It's like, well, your dietary recommendation is just, that stuff's inflammatory, and you shouldn't be eating that. Well, I don't eat it all the time. And then next day, Cheetos. Well, your diet says recommends you don't eat that stuff. Well, I don't eat all the time Cheetos. And then the next day, it goes on and on. The Happy Meals, chicken nuggets, and McDonald's and stuff like that. Not recommended that you eat that, but day after day after day, uh, bad stuff, and every now and then good stuff. But me, I eat very little meat, and most almost entirely, well, over 50% raw vegetables that I slaw. It's like I couldn't. My wife was recommended. Her diet was recommended a dietary restriction to 50% raw vegetables to help her feel better because she feels really bad. And I said, well, I don't know how I can do that. I was trying to encourage her to do that because she feels real bad. Well, I feel bad too, right? So you can't, you can't change people or whatever like that. So I was like, I need to figure out how would you actually eat 50% raw vegetables. And what I did is I expanded on the idea of coleslaw, right? So I took, there's some you can read. Some vegetables, you get the nutrition out of them better according to how they're prepared, right? And some of them, it's the best way to eat it is raw, right? But you know how it is. You get a piece of celery, you're like cha 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 cha, takes forever, or whatever like that. But if you slaw it, if you put it through a food processor, and then it's like, think if you got this big salad or whatever and just dumped it in the Cuisinart and put a little dressing on it. It's actually really dense, and you can eat it pretty quickly because it's much denser. So, what I do is the following. I have all the spices, like things that are recommended are cocoa powder, cacao, right? Nutmeg, ginger. Um, these are things that you can get powdered form. These Ayurvedic things too. Garam masala is actually, it's like cinnamon, nutmeg, clove, all these powdered spices, and then there's capsicum, like cayenne pepper or whatever like that. You can take all the powdered spices, right? Prepare them and mix it in a big bowl of dry stuff. Then your cruciferous, I think cauliflower is cruciferous and stuff, and things like beets. They need to be steamed, right? So you steam them, and then that there's certain ones that are prepared like that. If you put them in the food processor, when they come out, they're like goopy, like. And then there's stuff like cabbage and carrots and um, ginger root, for example. You can slaw those things in the Cuisinart grater or whatever. And wow, you know, then there are all these things like what is it? Fennel seeds and poppy seeds, these superfoods, the chia seeds, and there are various different ways that you have to prepare those. So I make my own mixed nuts and seed conglomerations or whatever. Like some seeds need to be roasted, slightly roasted for you to get the most benefit out of them. They just go right through you if you try to just mix them in stuff. They'll just go right through you, right? But you can read about each seed, and ultimately I've got a big thing of seeds. I've got a big thing of my own mixed nuts, unsalted, like Brazil nuts, walnuts, peanuts, uh, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds. Just big mixture of that stuff. Then you have the slaw stuff, and then you have like I would class the beets are gonna when they go through the Cuisinart after they've been steamed. Broccoli and cauliflower and beets. I mean, it sounds people are like, ugh, it's like, how could you eat that? Listen, your body is gonna tell you it's good, right? Because what happens is like I prepare it in a huge bowl with all that stuff and mix it all in together and put all the powder stuff in together, and then typically mix it with some kind of pasta that is like a vegan spinach based pasta or something like that, organic rotini or something like that. Um, in other words, I do the noodles and then I get the noodles cold and mix them in with this cold mixture and let the anything that got heated hold off on it on mixing it in until the very last until it gets down to room temperature, and that's how you get this big dense conglomeration of mostly raw vegetables, mostly raw. And I assure you, the first time you eat it, yeah, you're gonna be like, ugh, what is this? It tastes weird. Is it nutmeg? Are you kidding me? All this stuff, is in there. But you eat it for a few months, and then your body is like, wow, feel great. Your body sort of your body attunes to the new diet, and then I sort of swear by it. It's great. Feel really good. I wish I could show you what she's doing. She's looking at the fish tank. We have two fish tanks here in the secret headquarters. Yeah, here she comes. Yeah, one is a nanocube. It was formerly a saltwater tank, and I think what happened is that it was not properly leveled, or maybe it got dinged or bumped. But the way a nanocube works, yeah, it had two pumps in the back of it, and the back part of the tank cracked. Yeah. So I really just hung a filter on the side of it, and I got a couple of aerators, and I'm putting a lot of basil into it. Uh, and it's got guppies. It's got guppies. Yeah. Right. We're having a good old time in here, folks. I'm telling you, it's the greatest. I love it. All right. So here, let's have a look at the sandwich here. I just want a little bite of sandwich here. Huh. Chew it up. Yummy, yummy, yummy for my tummy. Yeah. Now I'm thinking, geez, where's all my old Victoria One Millennium Woman? Do you remember that? So it's like 2004, 2003, 2000, even the year 2000. I remember when, God, you remember back in the ancient times. A lot of people may tune into this and they weren't born in 1999. They were not even born yet. But there was this thing called the Y2K bug. They thought it was going to be a big computer outage, and this is huge exploitation. Everybody's preparing, stockpiling food for when the clock turned to the year 2000. I think it was all scam. You know, people started worrying about conspiracy nuts and stuff. Um, my sister, she stockpiled all this food and everything, and the whole grid, everything's going to come apart. Y2K came and went. There you go. Um, but all that stuff, man, from back in the 90s and all that software, you can't, it's just like, it should all be free by now because you have to, if you're going to, yeah. Yeah, well, one thing you can do, and I recommend this, is say you want to play some, like, look up the, 1990, um, 98, the most popular games of 1998. Find them all, right? And then you go search for them, and you can find old copies. But of course, they won't run on anything. But if you get out a, well, you put it on a virtual machine, of course, which I just did. Um, and I was not having success. I was running on XP upstairs on a machine that was sold with XP on it, and the poser's not working. I'm not sure what the deal is. But I'm overjoyed that I got the actual Poser 4.03. I ran the update or whatever. And everything looks good on the virtual machine. Because I know my daughter's going to love it. So that what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to gradually get these XP virtual machines set up on the different computers that she plays on, and then she'll be able to play with Poser. And here, that's some. Yeah. Mm. But you got to find, anybody know where to go to get like all that. You remember the Millennium Woman, the Victoria 1 or something like Victoria 2? I don't know where to get that stuff. But that's one thing that I can figure out while we're learning together, as it were. Um, Minecraft, Minecraft Kudowojo. Oh, your name is what? A Astrosoul? That's an interesting name. Oh, I thought it was A Astrosoul Soul 3592. How did you get that? You changed your name? Is that what you did?
No.
Oh, what was that? A big fire blast happened on Roblox, but it was like a 2D image of a fire blast, like real cheesy. Up, oh, she killed somebody. Splat. Gross. What is this? Run around and kill everybody? So, he's jumping, tries. He's on a pogo stick, but she's got this. It looks like a 45 caliber semi-automatic Roblox style, right? Oh, where did it go? You dropped it?
No.
You got it still? Um, Rocks are falling from the sky. Dodge them. Look out. Here they come. Here. Excuse me. um, I guess what I can do is kind of search around and see if I can. Well, I probably need to clean up this computer a little bit. Take a look on. I got Epic Games installed. That's cool. What I don't think I have is VLC on here. I need that. Got GOM Player. GOM Player started breaking down on me for some reason. Break down about twice, and I'm like, forget it, buddy. Out of here. Yeah, and but some people like, and I'll talk about this a lot. I was in China for 2005 to 2011. I was there for almost 7 years. Didn't plan on coming back, and there's a lot behind that. You know, I have a real mixed family. We have Irish and Jewish and even Muslim. We've got a very mixed family. And you tend to know more about the world if you know more about different cultures. And like I had also worked in human rights um, for Amnesty International. I worked with Human Rights Watch and I worked with SPLC and monitoring hate crime and hate group activity. And I was really good at talking to um, Klan. I can put on that country boy stuff and just blend right in with them. Mm-hmm. Sure can. Boy, chopping chips ain't flying. Yeah, I can do all those routines. Yeah, man of a thousand faces or whatever like that. So I did hate crime and hate group activity monitoring, and the is a funny story. I got a letter from Mars D's because they were putting up a monument to people that worked against the KKK and against Nazis and stuff, hate groups, um, and um, Morris D said we're putting up this monument and your name is going to be carved in stone on a monument for your contribution, the ongoing fight against hatred and intolerance. And it's going to be the monument's going to be a big wall. I think I've actually never been to see it. I still have they sent me an award that said your name will be inscribed on this for your, uh, but it was called the Wall of Tolerance. And I was like, that, I'm sorry, it's sort of obscene to me. I mean, the it's not what we're trying to get to people to tolerate us more. I don't care if you think I'm intolerable. Ask my wife. She's like, you're intolerable. I don't care. Feel sorry for you because I'm still, just I am what I am. Yeah, and that's all what I am. Right. And, do you ask a black person? Do you want? Are you trying to get white people to tolerate you more since you're so intolerable? Try that. I mean, don't you feel embarrassed even thinking of asking a black person that? That's not what they want. They want a job, right? They want to be able to drive without being killed by the police. Right? It's not about tolerance. So yeah, they inscribe my name on the wall of tolerance. The ongoing fight against people not tolerating other people. No, we don't. It's not an issue of being tolerated at all. It's an issue of don't kill me, or yeah, don't, yeah, let's have equality and stuff like that. And I've actually, it's the, what is it, my, every time I mention, civil rights to like my white nephew or whatever, he's up in arms. They, those, them. He doesn't say black people, but it's obvious from the context. That's what he's always like. They think all these things, and I'm like, man, black people are not focusing on you and thinking all these things. They're thinking about what's for lunch and does my car look nice? People look down on me because I You know, right? They're not thinking all the stupid stuff. Or you know, a lot of times people are thinking like, well, what am I have for lunch or something like that. But uh, he's like talking about, well, the black Israelites, that negates any, any effort for civil rights. Well, the black Israelites, if they were in charge, they probably would take away rights of people too. you know, and one time, I considered them. They were pretty hateful towards me. I was coming up 5 points, and at the time I was doing hate crime and hate group monitoring, and we would go to these remote areas in Tennessee, Alabama, and Georgia, and gather information on organized hate group activity when they're having rallies and stuff like that, and seek. If they did something, people cross over borders or whatever, and then beat up a gay person or a person from India, something like that. Back then, yeah, you can get them charged with federal crimes, right? So we did that. We shared information, and that's why my name got inscribed on the wall of tolerance. But one day, the Black Israelites have been organizing at 5 Points in downtown Atlanta, and I walked up and I was just looking, and maybe not very smart, or whatever, but they like collared me. They grabbed, and they were shaking me they're shaking me. What have you done to atone for this? Everybody was like standing back. People that were watching, they collared me and stuff, and I was like, I don't know, I was not scared. I was not. I was like, well, here we go. And they whipped back the table. I see all these baseball bats were underneath the table there. They were ready for a fight or whatever, and they were shaking this big picture of a lynched black person in front of me. What have you done to atone for this? And I was like, well, I joined a neighborhood watch organization. We organize against the KKK, and we work with the Southern Poverty Law Center to bring charges against people that perpetrate these kind of crimes. And I said, this is what I did to try to atone for that. You're right. Something should be done, and it's more of white people. So in terms of going to the country, okay, you gotta, it's, see, something is wrong here. Hold on. Okay, it's not. Yeah, we want to be careful with it. Okay, but yeah, they were sort of like, wow, and they let me go. They're like, put this guy away, the Black Israelites or whatever, and yeah, they were pissed and stuff. But this brother was there, some guy from Atlanta or whatever. He was like, brother, I don't know what you got, man, but you got it. My daughter wants me to turn off all the lights, so I gotta go turn off all the lights. So I'm gonna try to come back here in just a moment. Let's see. Uh, dum 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 dum. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. I want everybody's heard about the bird. Oh, you want to turn that light off too? Oh, ow. open?
Yes.
I don't want it open, but it's gonna be cold there if we open that. I'm working on it. All right, I don't know what our set is gonna look like now. I'm trying to perfect it, make it look like we're in a forest with a genuine backdrop thing. Okay. All right, I'm almost there. Okay, let's see. Oh, um, let's see what this looks like. Oh, yeah. So now you can see the fridge. See, there's a whole room back there
God,
with
it's like
books,
a hallway.
Christmas lights and stuff, and yeah. Uh, I can't. I'm honored that I got a letter from Aristides, so put me on the wall of tolerance, but I'm not trying to people to tolerate. No, we want to be nice. Give us money, same money and stuff. Uh, you want people to get ahead by worth, not by birth, right? That's a tenet of Hinduism, for example. There's some famous king or whatever in the Hindu religious literature that was like, my sons are not, I'm giving the kingdom to the most worthy leader. Okay, I'm looking at everything that I've got installed, and I don't see anything really that needs to come off. I am, yeah, in need of VLC. Hey, sweetie, how you doing? Ow, ow, careful. Don't don't fall down. Okay. Um, your name will be inscribed on the wall of tolerance. No. Thank you, though. I appreciate the thought, but man, think about what you're saying. For God's sake, you're a, you know, and SPLC people, they're lawyers, so they're not really hurting probably for cash. Probably have uh, some money, some change in their pockets, and it's the same. Yeah, it's not about people tolerating us. It's about money, man. We want some money. The same chance. We don't want to be automatically in trouble because we don't. The best things in life are free. Sadaka. Sadaka box. All right.
What's clean in there?
There you go. Here. That's the see I stream when you see me that way. I'm on most computers or that computer. And one, two, three more computers over there. It's like a i5 class Mac box with High Sierra on it or something like that. And it won't update. Um, so I'm looking at my shares. I'm so glad that. See if I can create a folder on the desktop. I'm connecting to the computer behind me. Yeah, let's see. What should I name this folder? So I'm on this journey now to get the old software up and running, and like actually in the like in you can look online. It's like the most popular games of the year 2000, and you can go and find those games and get them running on old machines. I love you too, sweetie pie. You're the best. Mm, yeah. You're the coolest, right? She's a really avid gamer. Really learns really fast. So I didn't plan for but when I was working, and those of you who know me, uh, after I got married, I was kind of in a bind when the pandemic hit. The school I was working with art of problem solving, so I got I get about worked out pretty good about because they took care of everything for you. All you had to do is go in and teach. So it was like $25 an hour, but really it sort of worked out almost like $50 an hour because you just didn't have to do anything. Everything was scripted. Everything was very carefully planned and thought out. They had their whole curriculum, everything. Um, but the pandemic hit and it closed down. Um, and um, so I went to work in East Point at a very pretty rough neighborhood down by the airport. Been there for several years, but during that time, my wife was supposed to be working from home and looking after the baby, but actually, she my idea was that when we got married, that I was like planning for our baby to have a full time parent. Okay. And I mentioned this before. A lot of family members, myself included, were molested and stuff. And
Can
y-
you take
yeah,
care of me?
yeah. What you need? You want some? Up, careful.
Let's go to bed.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to cut the stream. We gotta go to watch YouTube Kids in the cozy little bedroom and watch those. What are those dogs called? Where it's like the family in England, and they ask those ABC questions about what transpired or whatever. She loves that. She likes Numberjacks too, and Storybots, and so we're gonna go do that. And I'll try to get back on the stream when I can. Thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate it, and like and subscribe. The Real Mystic Mask at YouTube. When you're at YouTube, it's the Real Mystic Mask, and please follow me on Twitch, and hopefully we'll get something funny and entertaining, and yeah, something will happen with it. But in any event, you'll get to see the progress of this young burgeoning gamer. All right, I'm coming right now.